Hi, folks. Dr. Jim Gishman here. Well, looks like it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you. The Clintons are not going to sit there and be shackled and chained like our people were when they did contempt of Congress. Something's going to be worked out, I'm sure, but they're not going to testify at all. Okay? And I don't see where they can make them testify. However, whatever he did on Epstein's plane and Epstein's island was not part of his official duties. So that does not make him exempt. Okay? That's the problem. Okay? Remember, Trump went and got that ruling saying anything you do that is part of your job, okay, is immunity. Basically, just like prosecutors have immunity. Jack Smith's got immunity. Unless he committed a crime and can get indicted for it. We shall see. He tried to sit there and make someone else's opinion a crime. So, in other words, if you disagreed with him, that was a crime. Right? And Trump still believes, and I do believe, that they did steal the 2020 election. All right. However, he did say go peacefully. Remember that. And he did try and get the guard in there. And Nancy Pelosi, and she admitted that on that tape that was released in her car with her daughter. Okay? She admitted that she screwed up on that. And also the mayor of Washington, D.C. denied it too. So, constitutionally, he's clear. And it is obvious to everyone, and that's why he had such a big vote this last time, that they were harassing him with lawfare. They were going to try and get him any which way they could. And they made up stuff. That thing up there where they appraised his property at $100 million. Excuse me, the vacant lots near his home in Mar-a-Lago are worth $100 million. The vacant lots, the vacant land. Not the Marjorie Post's historic home that he renovated. That's worth $1 billion, for God's sake. And the banks sit there and say, hey, we'll do business with them again. He paid us back. So there was no harm done to anybody, okay? When you have a crime, there has to be someone that suffers, okay? And it didn't happen in that case. In fact, they were all very happy to do more business with him. Yet paid him back. He's people. If you sit there and look into his old apprentice things, he will sit there and just listen, just like he did for the prison reform that he did in the first term. He sat there and listened to everyone, and then he made his decision. That's why he sits there and grabs people and pulls people aside when he's walking from here to there. Security people, anyone, okay, and asks their opinion of things. And as far as, there is no secrecy in his administration. None. They all talk like it's, a thing. There's press releases every 15, 20 minutes, for God's sake. And he talks to them about 3 times a day. You can't get away from TV where he's not sitting there being interviewed by someone or talking to someone or signing something in public. So let's get over the Trump derangement syndrome, people. He's just a simple man. Well, he's not a simple man. He's quite complex. When he's sitting there doing the art of the deal and all these weird statements he makes, it's just to sit there and set the bar high when he starts negotiation. That's why he's willing to come down on this Greenland thing, okay? Well, we got total control, but we don't have sovereignty. He's willing to go that far. And that was arranged by the Chief Secretary General of NATO, by the way. And so there's a framework out there. We're going to get Greenland, maybe not as a state, but we're going to get it for our security. And trust me, that There's no way we can defend against missiles, drones, and anything else from northern Russia without Greenland, without that dome extended over Greenland. Okay? There's just no way. We cannot intercept. Okay? Now, our stations in Greenland can spot them and notify us that they're been launched, but they cannot intercept them. So this has got to change. Okay? And the Russians and Chinese know that vulnerability, and they're trying to exploit it. Just like they tried to exploit, China tried to exploit the Panama Canal, which was ours. And they tried to control both ends of it. Okay? We got both ends back as far as control. Panama still owns it. That was our agreement with Panama for that $1 deal under Jimmy Carter, which I hated. Okay? I was on a green team ready to go down in Fort Bliss for that particular situation. Anyway, it's ours. We lost people. We turned it over to them, said, it's for you to run, not turn it over to someone else. Okay? That is the deal. Now, when you hear Trump sitting there making some outrageous statement, that means he's ready to make a deal with someone. Or he sits there and raises the tariffs on someone. That brings him to the table. He's got to have those tariffs. He's done wonders with those tariffs, with trade deals. And we're sitting there getting other countries to do what we want them to do. Okay? Instead of sitting there bribing them with money, and instead of having the CIA and trying to overthrow governments. No, we're using the trade. We're the biggest market in the world. And they all want a piece of it. He knows it. All right. Anyway, guys, let's take care. God bless you all. And pick up The Art of the Deal and read it sometime, and then you'll understand this man a little bit. He listens to everyone before he sits there and makes a decision. He does not want yes men around him. Take care. I love you. God bless America. And God bless you. I remain your humble servant.